Abdul-Fatawu Alhassan Jofa is a member of parliament for Yendi. He's a first-time member of parliament. He attempted quite a number of times before the good people of Yendi gave him the nod to represent them in parliament. That was in the 2024 general elections. Honorable.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Big bro. Alhamdulillah.
Well, Jofa, is it your real name or is it a nickname?
No, it's a nickname from my youthful days as a football player. There was a player by the name Jofa me. And so people felt my style of play was almost like the way he used to play. So they likened our plays, they likened my play to his style, and they started calling me Jofa, Jofa me, and then in short Jofa.
I'm also a football person, but unfortunately, I think I've never heard that name. So, which position was he playing?
I was very young at the time, so I didn't even know. It was the elderly people who were looking at the way I was playing and who wanted to like. I didn't even know him. If you ask me, bring me his picture today, I can't even tell. But people said, oh, my play style is like Jofa me, and then the Jofa became part of my name.
Were you playing in defense?
Oh, myself. After I was playing as a forward.
As a forward.
So I liked forward. I liked scoring like 10.
Ghana, the Black Stars are in the World Cup, but I'm sure that a lot of Ghanaians are complaining about we not scoring goals, and you know that if you were still active, probably you would be firing a lot of goals.
I've left that side since long, but even at some stage, I went into volleyball.
Okay.
And I can say that was the last sporting activity I did before I finally retired from active sporting activities.
Then you went into law?
Yeah. I attended school, took the major part of me.
Okay.
I'm somebody, when I put my mind to something, I want to give it my all. So when I realized I needed to focus more on my education, I don't know, I just couldn't blend the two at the time. So that was when I fully left football and then concentrated on my academic work.
Someone close to you told me that you were a very good lawyer, and he was quite surprised that you went into politics. What informed your decision to move into politics?
But that's true. I like advocacy.
Okay.
Most people see me as a very quiet person.
Yes.
But they get
so that was the surprise part of.
Yes, and so they are surprised that I'm in politics. But the same people, when they see me in court, they are even surprised. They are more surprised because when you meet me in court, you would see me as a different person because my advocacy is strong, and that is the bit that excites me more. I like to argue on various issues using the law and all those things. And so when I have that platform, I do it and do it well. And so people who have witnessed me in court, there are people who normally will just come to my law firm simply because, in fact, when I assign lawyers to handle their cases, they are not happy. They just want me to be the one to handle the cases just because they like the way I approach it. So I think it's God's gift. But as to why I went into politics or why I left it and went, I have not left it actually. If you look at it, politics and law, the practice of law, they are together. In fact, when you are in the chamber, a lot of the things we do would have to do with politics and law. So the bills, the major part of our work is legislation. And legislation is more about law. And you look at Article 106 of the Constitution, it tells you the procedure you go through in making law. And so if you are coming from a background that is already legal, it gives you that edge. And so I don't see the two as being parallel. They do intersect. And I am happy that I have found myself in that space.
But before I come to how you balance your law firm, managing your law firm, and then being the people's representative in parliament, and how you also participate in legislation and all that, you attempted about 3 times or 4 times?
No. That was my second attempt.
That was your second attempt? Sure. So did you think that in your second attempt, you would make it? I'm asking this because traditionally, we know the Yendi seat is a stronghold of the NDC. Did you MPP rather? Yeah. Did you anticipate that you were going to win?
You see, you don't. If anybody who goes into a competition goes with that confidence of winning, you may not win. You may lose at the end of the day. But then, if you let if you let the driving factor be to go and lose, then there's no point even going to that competition. So even in 2020, when I went to the competition, I had the conviction that I was going to win. But unfortunately, I lost it. And I lost it by a very wide margin.
Yeah.
And so that was what my opponent was banking his hopes on. He thought, oh, given the margin he gave in 2020, there was no way I could close that gap. And then because of over 16 it was close to 20,000, I think over 16,000 or 17,000 margin. And he didn't see that gap closing up and then it being over 10. But I was focused. I knew what I wanted. I was with the people and I delivered the message and most of it, or he also failed to deliver. He failed to deliver. He was almost everywhere talking about his achievements when there was actually none on the ground. To the extent, yes, to the extent that as we speak, maybe we'll come to that. Yeah. But all in all, I went into that competition, especially the second one, looking at the grounds and being very confident and optimistic that I was going to win. So I wasn't surprised that eventually I won it.
But how do you respond to the issue about the fact that there were cracks in the MPP, and because of what happened between the then MP and his contender in the primaries, that was the reason why you were able to, maneuver your way. And looking at the margin with which you won, some people believe that if the MPP had their acts together, you would have won the seat.
I wouldn't have won it.
Yeah, you won it as a result of the fact that
there were cracks,
internal, wranglings within the MPP.
Yeah. So you see, when after the elections, everybody has his own diagnosis.
Yeah.
And in every electoral outcome.
But do you agree that was the reason why you won?
No, I don't agree that it was the sole reason.
Because
if there were cracks,
in
MPP and I did not work hard,
okay,
there was no way I would have won. Okay. So there are a lot of factors that played out. So yes, it was one of the reasons, but it was not the main reason, or it was not the only reason. You understand? In fact, if you look at the work we did in 2024, unprecedented. The kind of rallies we did, the kind of community engagements we did, the message we delivered across to the people, and almost everything in its entirety. It will be very difficult for one to just single out one reason as the cause. Yes, one person would say it was the faction, the division that was in their party. It's clearly a factor, but it will also not be correct to ascribe the whole thing to just that.
But in terms of performance, there are people, or quite a number of people, who believe that Farouk Ali Muhammad actually worked. They will credit him for the Yendi Tamale road has been asphalted. I understand he constructed a few boreholes, even though there are some issues regarding the supply of potable water in Yendi. And then he gave employment opportunities to quite a number of the youth in the constituency. He supported quite a number of students through tertiary education and all that. So if it is about performance, the argument is that he has performed. But one, because there were internal wranglings within the MPP in the constituency, and by extension, some people also believe that the people were just tired of the MPP government.
So you see, for performance, the good thing about it is that it's evidence-based.
The Yendi Tamale road is not evident?
The Yendi Tamale road predates Farouk.
But it was under his tenure the road was constructed.
No, it predates Farouk.
Fatawu Jofa, I also saw, you remember, I was also in Yendi. I saw the upgrade of the Yendi inner roads.
Yes.
I also traveled to Zabzugu. I saw that the Yendi Zabzugu road was constructed. So if it is in terms of, performance, I don't think the people voted.
So what would you say about the Zabzugu MP? So what if you're putting that before the Yendi MP? So what would you say about the Zabzugu MP?
The Zabzugu MP, also lost the primaries. So it was a deputy.
No. But then the road had been done. By the time they did their primaries, the road had been done.
So you credit that to the MP?
So no, I'm
so
just
if
asking
credit
you.
The
So
Yendi
so
Zabzugu road to the MP for Zabzugu, then you must as well credit the Yendi inner roads, the Yendi.
So I'll tell you.
Yendi Tamale road.
What do you mean by Yendi Gushegu Road? Do you know the history of Yendi Gushegu Road? Do you know when the Yendi Gushegu Road was done? It was
part of the Eastern Corridor.
It was done in 2014.
But the other few kilometers from the Yendi main roundabout or the Yendi township through Zabzugu.
So let me tell you, you see, these inner roads were all part of the Eastern Corridor project. You know, when you are to do the routes, one, you leave the township and do the corridors.
Okay.
So you see the Eastern Corridor coming all the way. In fact, if you take Passa side,
Comes through to Williams.
Yes, all the way to Gushegu.
Okay.
It was part of the Eastern Corridor. It had been done before John Mahama left power in 2016.
It was complete.
Yes. The bit that was left was the Bimbla stretch. So you could get it from Kwasa or coming all the way to Bimbla. So the Bimbla one was done within the MPP era.
Okay.
But the Yendi one was done within NDC era. You understand? Okay. So Yendi, all the way to Gushegu was done within, but the Yendi township was still part of the project, but the project could not, we couldn't get it completed between the time it started and the time we left power. So it was just a continuation. No, it had nothing to do with an MP. Let me tell you what I have brought within 1.5 years now.
1.5 years?
Yes. Now, you know the Yendi St. Vincent College?
Okay.
That is the only teacher training college we have there. Within 1 year, in December 2025, my first year, we cut short for the construction of 5 structures in that school. The teachers, the principal's bungalow is under construction as we speak. Okay. I lobbied for the construction of lecture halls. I lobbied for the construction of assembly hall.
You've lobbied, but they've not been, you know.
They are all in progress. Various stages of construction. Some are 30%. Some are even more. He doesn't have that project, not even a single one. I did that 5 projects in one school, the teacher training college. When they finish, there will be an increase in their capacity, their enrollment in that school. Now, I have brought 2 projects. There are only 2 tertiary institutions in Yendi. The St. Vincent College, which is teacher training college, and the Yendi House, which is the nursing college. I have brought 2 projects to Yendi House. Currently, as we speak, I have pictures. When I did the inspection 3 weeks ago, there is a construction ongoing for a 6-unit classroom block for the Yendi House, the nursing college. And there's also the construction of a 6-unit teacher bungalow. So 6 teachers can now be accommodated in the teacher's bungalow. Okay. These are 2 projects I brought to Yendi House. When he came, throughout his stay for 4 years, not a single project for Yendi House, which is the nursing school, not even a single project for St. Vincent College. So this I have brought, so in 1.5 years, 7 projects for these 2 tertiary institutions combined. That is one. Now, when it comes to renovation, just yesterday, the assemblyman for Bombong Electoral area sent me pictures of a school I just renovated. I asked him to send me an update. We have renovated the Bombong Primary School. It is fully renovated. Now, currently as we speak, I am renovating the Yendi Municipal Health Directorate. The Yendi Municipal Health Directorate, which is in charge of overseeing the provision of healthcare in Yendi. When it is raining, they are looking for buckets to put at various corners to soak water, to be able to take water. The ceilings were all destroyed. The place just became so bad. So as we speak, I am renovating the Municipal Health Directorate. You understand? And as we speak, just 2 days yesterday, I've started renovation of the Yendi Senior High School Assembly Hall. I'm sure in 2 weeks' time, that will also be done. So if you look at this renovation project, we did that within 1 year. When it comes to other projects, look, when he came, now just look at, when I came, I promised the people that I was going to bring DVLA office in Yendi. Just yesterday, myself and DVLA, we concluded discussions. They are commissioning that office in July, just next month.
But as for DVLA, I mean, just as it's been done in other places, I think it is their own initiative.
No, far from that.
Of expanding
yes, if they have any initiative and you don't go to lobby, it will come to you.
But are you trying to say that Farouk has also not?
So tell me the office is brought to Yendi.
For others to be done.
So
I will still not agree with you if you say we can't credit him for the Yendi Tamale.
No.
I would disagree with you on that because
Do you know when they started it?
It was under his tenure.
No. Let me tell you.
Kwesi Amoakwata catch sword for that project to be done. So we cannot. I mean, we just have to give him his flowers.
When we're doing campaign,
his grace, and
when we're doing the campaign in 2020,
the
site was already ready for the when we're doing campaign to go for election in 2020. The site for the contractor, they had finished their site, they had done everything before we went to 2020 elections. Yeah. Before he became MP, it was the 2020 election that made him
wasn't done. There was a time frame for that.
Let me tell you. Construction is a process. No. If a contractor comes to your area and put up his site, he's now putting up his tent and everything. His equipment have started arriving, and we are going into an election.
Yes.
You understand? You win the election, and then after the election, you know it's a process. So the contractor now arrives, and he starts the work. Can you take credit for the contract? Because if the contract is not signed, the contractor cannot come to site and start building his site. You understand? The contractor cannot start bringing his equipment because sometimes mobilization itself can take a year.
Yes.
So when they are doing all these things and the site is prepared, we all know that this is the site of the contractor. Machines have started arriving. They have built, put up temporary structures on that, and they have fenced the whole area before the 2020 elections. Are you telling me that there was no contract in place before the contractor was doing all this?
Council, so are you trying to tell me that in your a year and a half, or almost a year and a half in Parliament, you have achieved far better than...
So let me come in the area of water.
In 4 years.
In the area
I'll
of water.
come to the issue of water. Don't worry, we'll come to that. Are you trying to tell me
I
that
have
in
gone
the last
far,
4 years,
far,
he has
far,
spent
far.
4 years in Parliament, and you
within 1.5 years,
close to 1.5.
Yes.
You're trying to tell me that you have performed far better,
far better, far in every aspect, in every respect. Look,
and the people of Yendi can confirm this.
Well, look, there was even a day they put up a pool about, I think somewhere around December or January this year, December that year or January this year, where they were talking about between the Jofa and Farouk, who has really delivered on his mandate. And you know what? The funny thing, they were even comparing my 1 year to his 4 years. And people, you could see the comments.
But there are other assertions that, just like the Akana, the color TV Akwaji,
yes.
Black and white. So referring to Farouk as the color TV, referring to you as...
That is the politics.
How do we balance?
That is the politics, because you see, look at the color TV was doing hand pump boreholes. If you go to Yendi and they point to you, this was a borehole done by Farouk, it will be a hand pump. Since I came, I have not done a single hand pump borehole. I have shied away from that. All my boreholes are mechanized boreholes. People will come and all they have to do is to carry their buckets and then open the tap and it flows inside, or put it under.
But Council, does it matter? Because the people of Yendi need is water. Because I know about.
Let me tell you the difference.
Water. I know about this water crisis in Yendi and in Tamale. It predates. I mean, the successive governments, right? So if what the people need is water, and he has provided a hand pump borehole, and you have, I mean, it doesn't really.
So let me tell you the difference. When I provide a mechanized borehole, you know the mechanized borehole has about 6-7 outlets. So at one point, you can have 6 people fetching water at the same time. That is the difference. As for the water crisis, what we are doing are the small interventions we can make. We have to get the bigger intervention made, which is the Yendi Water Project, which is still on course. It is the procedure and the processes involved that are taking a bit of time. But that is what
why is that?
No, you see, sometimes when you have a project that is to be foreign funded, you, as local people, you do not have full control over the processes. When we lost power in 2016, the process had started. And even at the vetting of our original minister, I asked that question, and Patrick Boama answered that question and said that money that was secured before we left power in 2016, 10 million, it was 30 billion USD. 10 million had been drawn by the MPP government. Yet we can't find even a single 10 in Yendi that shows that something has been done. They said they use it for consultancy, for preparatory works and all the documents and all those things. But in the end, the whole 1/3 of the money was drawn and utilized, yet there's nothing.
Now
So this government,
so
that whole arrangement, and, you know, because of the domestic debt exchange, that whole arrangement was also botched.
Yeah, I know they also started, the then government also started something with the Indian Exim Bank. But that did not.
The whole thing fell
So
through because of the. Now there's now a new arrangement to have it is the European Union that is going to support us.
Okay.
That arrangement is also in place. But like I
how
said,
soon is that going to materialize?
you see, it's a combined. You see, it's the Yendi, Tamale, Damungu.
Yeah.
3 projects are coming at the same time. So they are coming. That support is like one support for these 3 major projects.
Yeah.
So it is not like they will finish Yendi design and everything all the way. So they are trying to make sure that all the necessary works needed for the offtake of these 3 projects are done and finished because it is one package which is going to be used for all these things. So because if it had been just one project that amount was going to be used for, by now they would have finished with that one project. But because they are doing it like 3 in 1 package, it's taking time to finish with all the works around these 3 areas to be able to have it ruled out.
Are you sure that by the time you return to the people to say that they should renew your mandate, this project would have been commissioned?
No. It wouldn't have been commissioned, but it would have started. That is a good thing. Everybody knows it's a mega project, and it's going to take at least 1.5 to 2 years to be completed. So we won't fool ourselves and say that by next year it will be commissioned. No. Look, just about a month ago, Farouk in his entire 4 years, he didn't construct a single dam, or if you like, dredge a single dam. There were communities that had serious water challenges. In fact, when I sent the engineer to one of the communities, he came back with a pathetic story. He told me that what broke him down was he went to one village called Tibibado, and the dam had so dried. He was there, and cattle came, they were rushing to that side to come and drink water. That when they got there, and they realized the whole place was dry, they started running after. They didn't know which direction to take. And he was looking at the animals and he felt bad. I dredged 7 dams in Yendi. Farouk in his entire 4 years did not dredge a single dam.
Oh, but when you talk about dams, I know about the Napache.
But who did it?
One. It was done under the special.
Do you know it? Do you know it's not there?
It was done under the special initiative.
So
but at least
yes,
it has supported.
My own has nothing to do with the central government. No, Napache dam is gone.
Livestock farmers.
No. Go back to. Have you gone back to Napache? Let me tell you.
It was for you to continue because he's no longer.
No. It was dead before we even came. You don't remember at some point Sami Jeffy had to take media from Accra here all the way to Napache. You've forgotten to expose.
And that was before he became MP.
I'm saying Sami Jeffy.
Yes, and I'm saying that was before. That was around 2018, 2019. That was before.
No. That was when Farouk was MP. No. But the one that was that one he was MP. It was done in their second term. Our dam, Yendi, Napache, was done in their second term. Sami Jeffy took media. That at the early time, I think it was around 2021 thereabout, to Napache to expose the hypocrisy of this government. Almost all the dam. Look, let me tell you, they dug one in Wambo, one village, one dam. Today, as we speak, just last month, one of the dams I dug, it was for Wambo. I dug a different dam for them because they didn't heed to the call. Look, why is it that almost all the areas they dug the dams, they lost in the elections?
Let's talk about. Let's be wrapping up and speak about your activities in Parliament. You are on the Education Committee. And which other committees?
So it's basically the backbenchers, the first timers committee, and then the.
There's a committee for
first timers.
What did you discuss?
So you see, I think it was a model that was taken from the European side.
Okay.
I understand for the European, what they've come to realize that first timers need some push, they need some support. Okay. So usually you have a committee that the speaker will have an eye on, which will take the concerns of the first time, because first timers come and most of them, the expectations they come with and the reality on the ground kind of bog them down when they don't see their expectation meeting the reality. Okay. So it's good for you to have a system that manages.
So that particular committee is supervised by the speaker himself?
Yes. Oh, okay. And it's looking at the welfare of first timers and ways to bring the first timers up to speed with the practice in the house.
So do you get worried when people tease you online that backbencher.
No, they don't understand because
they don't get to see you make statements and all that. You get
no, but for me, I have been one of the most. In fact, I am one person. Look, even in Yendi, they'll tell you, almost at every point in time, you find me contributing on the floor. I have a lot of videos that I can even share with you here that talk about my contributions. Look.
Is it at the committee level or
no, on the floor? My videos are everywhere, and it's everywhere on the platforms. Okay. My videos are everywhere. Look, budget, even on matters of budget, I contribute. On bills, matters of bills, especially consideration stage, my contributions are key. Gold board bill was one of my major contributions. Well, the first time I made a contribution it was at the consideration stage.
Okay.
I made a contribution on Gold board, and the speaker and everybody acknowledged that contribution on the floor of Parliament. Okay. You understand? A lot of other bills came before Parliament, and I've had serious contributions on them. Okay. My own has been on major issues. Contributions on bills, contribution on statements that are made, and those. So independent contributions where you are not looking into any material and making your contribution.
So it's been almost 1.5 year in Parliament. How is the experience like?
It's been great. You see, Parliament is a learning phase. Regardless of your professional background, when you come to Parliament, it's a new school altogether that you have come, and you have to learn everything again from the word go. In fact, even though you are a lawyer, when you get to Parliament, you just have to
you still have to learn again.
You just have to pretend that you are not, because the things that will hit at you, you would realize that they are entirely new. They don't have anything to do with what you were learning. So I think, to me, the good thing about it is that it's a new phase that I have discovered, and I am happy that I've had that opportunity. So I'm very grateful to the people of Yendi for giving me that opportunity to learn that aspect of life. But sometimes when you are outside Parliament, your perception about Parliament, in fact, most people will tell you that when we didn't know, we thought they were not doing anything. It is one of the areas that can consume almost your entire day. Okay. Because look, sometimes what you see as you on the floor is just like 40-50% of what we actually do. Okay. We are always in meetings, committee meetings, caucus meetings, this program, that program. You are supposed to be in all these things because it's all fused into your Parliament.
So is that the reason why some people say you don't answer calls?
I am one person that I do answer calls a lot. When you are going to use that issue to judge MPs, a lot of MPs will fail. Look, sometimes even my colleague MP, I'll be needing my colleague MP, and I can call him for 3-4 days. He won't get it. But I understand the situation. Okay. You understand? So if you are going to use that as a yardstick, because sometimes where you are, and sometimes you may, even by the time we finish this program I just did this morning, by the time you finish it, you have like 30-40 missed calls. You want to respond. Yes, so you want to respond to some. Now you start responding, and within the time you start responding, new calls are coming, and then you have to rush into a meeting. From the meeting, and you are a human being. At the time you finish, you are tired. You want to go. When you finish, you are starting a whole new day again with the same amount of pressure.
So how do you MPs have
that? So we
how do you balance that?
We try to. You can always
with your law firm, family. How do you balance that?
Well. As for the law firm, the truth is that I've not given it the attention it deserves. And it's also for one reason. You know, when you become a member of Parliament, you are not allowed to practice. Okay. You are not allowed to practice any profession you have.
You supervise your juniors?
Yeah, you do. But you are allowed to practice only after you receipt of a certificate from Speaker. Okay. So last year, I applied for that certificate, and I couldn't get it. Okay. So I went for the interview, I think 3 months ago. It was just last month that I got the certificate. So now I've been given the certificate by the Speaker to go on with my legal practice. Okay. So today, if I want, now what is also making it extremely difficult for me is sometimes the party engagements in the morning, because I have to go to courts in the morning, and at the same time party says go to TV3, go to GH1, go to Metro TV. Yeah. You understand? And we're also serving the party. So sometimes, even though I've told my genius at the firm that this year I'll be more with them. I'll be doing a lot of the cases, because some of them tell me that a lot of the clients they are asking for me. They want me to show my face there and all this. And I keep telling them, I'll come. But it's been difficult because sometimes you are there in the night, and then the party communication directorate calls you. You have to be at TV3 tomorrow. You have to be at GH1 tomorrow. You have to be at this.
So you work through the night as well. And how do you manage family? You have a wife, or you have wives?
I do have a wife, and I have one kid, and hopefully I'm sure things will fall in place. But it's not been easy. The attention and that your family requires from you, they don't get it. Because this is almost, now the attention I would have given was on my weekend. Now weekends I have to be in the constituency. Weekdays I'm extremely busy here. Sometimes you get to the house, they are already sleeping. I don't see when my daughter wakes up because I have to leave early and get to meet certain schedule. And then I get home, she's sleeping.
So how do they
it's crazy.
When she wakes up in the morning, does she see you before you leave?
No. The time I leave the house, she doesn't get to see me.
So how does she cope, the little girl?
I'm just praying that she's once in a while I try to make that, so at least once in a week when I don't have any schedule in terms of early morning, I try to be around while she prepares for school. And then sometimes maybe I also take her to school just to keep the distance. But it's been difficult.
Yeah. So wrap it up. I mean, with all this that you do, juggling from Parliament, trying to meet the expectations of your constituents, party duties and all that. Do you make time to, have fun, relax?
I am so.
Earlier you were telling me that you were once a footballer. So
yeah. So the thing I do, the game I like most is the snooker. It's an indoor game. Yeah. So okay. that game I played so and it's one thing that engages me. So sometimes I can even.
Do you make time for?
Once in a while. Once in a while, I make time to go and play it. But the most challenging thing we've had so far has been the issue of jobs for our youth. Okay. I think as a government, it's an area we need to look at. And I'm happy that the new economy that Finance Minister is promising after the exit of the IMF program is focused on two major pillars. One is accelerated development and two is job creation. I think we need to work hard on the issue of job creation. And when it comes to how we have delivered so far in the management of the economy, how all those indices are looking today, no doubt we are doing very well. The only area I see us facing a difficult challenge is the area of the provision of jobs for our youth. That is an area we need to focus on. Yes, I am very optimistic that it will change in the coming weeks, months, and years. And the youth should continue to have hope in us. It's been difficult because when you meet an economy in the state that it was in, like the president and the finance minister always would tell us that we should sacrifice. We have to help them to put the economy back in sound footing before it will be able to absorb the necessary numbers that we are looking at. And so hopefully with the new economy that we are going to be meeting and to be part of the 2077 budget that will be presented to Parliament later this year.
So talking about budget and ministerial reshuffling and all that, there are others who thought that you should have been given a ministerial position. Ministerial position.
Nobody.
I mean, are you looking?
Nobody can look at this better than His Excellency the President.
Are you anticipating? Are you looking forward to it?
No, if it comes your way, why not? We are serving the party in various capacities. You don't necessarily have to be a minister, a deputy minister to serve the party. You understand? There are various ways you can serve the party and the government, and so committees at other levels. So when we are doing that, we are doing that wholeheartedly. When you are called upon at any point in time by the president to serve in any other capacity, that is an add-on. That is not your right. You don't have that right to demand something. You understand? The president sees you fit to play this additional role in addition to what you have been doing. Then you go carry out that.
Which sector would you be most interested?
No, there's that I cannot. I may even say I have my LLM, my energy, my professional master's in law certificate in energy law, which is an area I like. But the president chooses where to put. There's something they don't place you based on your certificate or your qualification. They look at you, they assess your CV, your history. For instance, I tell you that I've worked for 10 years in the telecom space. Okay. You understand? At the regulatory level. So I was the MTN's regulatory compliance officer for 10 years. Oh, okay. You understand? So telecom space is one area I have so much expertise in. The energy area because of my background in energy law, master's in energy law, and my education, my short stint at the education committee has given me some insight into. So as for the areas, sometimes they put you in any area the president deems fit and not necessarily where you think you should be.
Okay. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very
much. Nice one. Thank you so much for having me,
ambushing
me this morning.
And thank you for talking to me.
Thank you for the time.
All right. Thank you. Catch you some other time. Bye-bye.